Good morning. So it is Mission Sunday, and I was so excited this morning coming in and talking to the folks who brought the gifts in and the ones who surprised us with gifts and talking about the little extras. I forgot to put the baskets out. So the basket is here. There's also another one over there. You can always come up. Our collection this month will go toward our end of year giving, and our end of year giving is going to actually take place at the end of January when we can gather in Connie Hawk's house, because that's when she can host us. And we continue to pray for Connie and know that she is still a blessing, still active, helping us with outreach, putting her thought into all of this, and always hosting our meetings for us. So that is a blessing. I want to tell you a couple updates about outreach, but first I want to talk about how awesome it was to sit in the women's meeting. This was Thursday. They had their end of year giving, and they did a lot of awesome outreach, because outreach committee isn't the only committee that does outreach. Just about every committee does outreach in one way or another. But I do want to let you know, if you read the story about Pastor Ann, who served our church years ago, she's kind of like a legend to me, because we came in the year 2000, which shortly after she had left. So I never got to meet her, but I heard stories. I hear stories about her every year. Pastor Ann, Pastor Ann, how wonderful and caring she was. But if you read the notes response to the newsletter, she's run into some hard times. She is wheelchair bound. She lost her husband not all that long ago, and she had a huge flood in her basement. And the women, together with an anonymous donation, put together a very nice donation to send to her. But we also wanted to let church members know if they want to also contribute to that. Our women's treasurer, Betsy, is back there, and she can also take any donation you want to give toward Pastor Ann. But the women did a very nice job thinking of her, and I think that is just a blessing and testimony of all the good work she's done, that she is just such a big place in our hearts. So I just want to give you a little testimony of faith here as we put together these gifts for the families. There were over about 58 gifts that I have on these lists here, and they were filled by members of this church. They were filled by a community group, as Pastor mentioned. They were filled by a guest teacher, one of the guest teachers I work with in Whitewater, who's from Argentina. She wanted to help too. How sweet is that? And we have some acquaintances and friends that I know who stepped up. So I think that any time that an outreach project in our little church here is so layered, that is such a blessing. So thank you to all of you. And just the little testimony of faith that I have here, of those 58 gifts, our outreach committee took on 9 of those, and we used the money from the collection in November to buy the 9 from outreach. And I also like to have a little fruit and candy to give for the families. So when I was shopping yesterday, I bought apples and oranges and some candy canes for each family. And as I was doing the math last night for the receipts I had from the outreach gifts and the extra of the candy and the fruit, I calculated that. So in November, we collected $340. My calculation yesterday came to $340.95. That just gave me chills. I was absolutely thrilled and overjoyed. So today, whatever we bring in is going to go for our end of year giving. And even if we get 95 cents to make up for that 95 cents, I was over budget. Hey, that's awesome. So we did it. It is a blessing. You are the blessing. I just love the outreach and missions that our church does. And we've always been known as a mission church, and it's just a blessing to be able to do this for 3 local families. So thank you so very much. Just keep that spirit with you all year, because we can be the blessing, and together we are an even bigger blessing than we can be alone. So thank you.